Hi, I'm Joe with BarYak.com, and today we're at Spoken Sport in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Peter is shut down on Sundays, and so he's given us the full reign of his bike shop. We love this opportunity. He's got a lot of neat environments in here, so as we go around the store today, showing you how to install some of our components, you're just going to get a great impression on all the environments within his shop and the products that he offers. And hopefully along the way, you're gonna pick up some tips about bike packing from us and maybe become comfortable with our philosophy on bike packing and what has built our company over the last 10 years. So let's get started. So today what we brought in is we have a road bike that's set up for long distance, lightweight travel. So we have just a half frame bag and a gas tank, a jerry can. I really like Relevate Designs products, been using them for many years. I love their mountain feed bags. And then we even have some Cuban fiber Relevate Design saddle bags. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take care of the front end today. So we're gonna get you comfortable. This is a BarYak Expedition with a BarYak XL add-on. This is the gold version. We don't make it currently. We have it in black. So what we'll do is this is the standard BarYak Expedition rail right here. And this is the XL add-on. And one thing that confuses people sometimes is they'll see this little screw hole underneath here, right? That just gives you access to this pinch bolt right here in case you run a crossbar in here. So this is a 6-inch crossbar, this is a 10-inch crossbar. So if you're running a Nano bag, this is a single opening Nano bag. If you're gonna run the Nano bag on that, a crossbar, a forward crossbar in this position is not necessary, but we suggest if you're gonna use the harness, our Expedition harness or one of our other harnesses, we recommend you using a crossbar because that allows you to mount your equipment on your handlebars, your sleeping bag, your jacket, whatever you carry up front. It allows you to mount it closer to your stem. And that would be the main use if you're going to use the XL with the crossbar here, is it just gets it a little bit closer to your stem. It allows you to keep the weight more central. So this bolt right here and this hole is, like I said before, is just an access to that. Unless you're using this bar, it is mute. You don't need it. So with that said, we already preset this one up. There will be 3 screws that will mount the XL onto your Expedition. There'll be this one and these here, and that will mount this 2-inch add-on rail to it to give you more length. So on this bike, we have a 31/8 handlebar. The BarYak Expedition is made to fit the 35 millimeter and the 31.8 using a shim kit that we offer as an option. So the reason we went with the shim kit and a 35 millimeter platform is we wanted to future-proof your BarYak Expedition. Bike components can get really expensive, especially things that are built reliable. We have many years of experience in doing this. We don't put out anything without running it through the ringers. We got videos of this going down rocky terrains with the shim kit and they never move. They stay put. And we have lots of testimonials from customers saying that they've had great results. Nobody's ever had any problems. So with this setup, being we're using a 31.8 handlebar, we're gonna use the shim kit on the mounting. And then we're gonna talk about today, we're gonna run it with 2 different setups. We're gonna run it with the Falcon. This is the Falcon Armrest, which is a narrower position. You can see right here that they'll mount right into these holes right here, and that will give you an elbow position right here. But that doesn't mean this is totally individual. So if you want your arms out here or if you want your arms in here, you can move your bar ends in and out to suit your riding position and your comfort, because we're so individual as people. We have different forearm lengths and there are so many different aspects, and that's why we built our system to be so modular that our customers can tailor it to fit whatever their needs are. And that's why we offer all these little bits and pieces. So The one we're going to set up again with the Falcon armrest. This one has a half-turn cam in it. So if you're using a Garmin, here's a Garmin 1040, you can put that in there and turn it. The cams we use are universal cam. So they're actually Wahoo cams. But because Wahoo, you can use, because they have a patent on their design, the Wahoo cam will fit both Garmin and Wahoo. And so we use the Wahoo, so it's one bracket that can fit many different bikepacking computer needs. So whatever you're using for a GPS, you got one, and if you change your mind somewhere down the road, you don't have to go out and buy a new cam. It's ready to go. Also, we oblong our holes in our cam mounts on all of our new stuff, that no matter where you are in the world, if you break one of these cams, you can contact us, but you can buy them off any bike shop, off the internet, wherever you can find a cam, and the slotted holes will accommodate different bolt patterns. And so we want to try to eliminate any problems no matter where you are in the world, because we sell worldwide. So with that said, we have this one already started. I have a short carbon crossbar in here. I like to have a short one in here because if I want to mount something extra on here, I have that option. But not necessary in this because we're going to set this one up with the Nano single opening bag. So with that said, let's get started. Bethany is going to help me put the BarYak Expedition with the XL on this bike. Bethany is our IT gal for BarYak.com. So
I think it's more of the IT makes me think that I fix your emails, but I do like the
I'm 6
video.
years old. You fix everything that's got to do with the computer.
Video.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay,
if there's something on our website that you don't like, complain.
I may have to YouTube it to figure out how to fix it.
So Bethany's relatively new to bikepacking. She did her first trip last year in the UP. And so I thought she was the perfect person to do this because sometimes I can assume that someone knows things that are necessarily not as common as I think they are. So Bethany is going to keep me in check.
Yeah, I'm a good person because I can listen to him talk for hours and hours and not get bored of what you have to say.
So I need your hands to help mount this. So this is a lot easier to do with two people. So like I said before, this is a 31/8 bar. And the reason we resuited this bike with a 117 profile design stem, because for long distance riding day after day, you know, this is off the shelf. When you go into a bike shop and you buy a bike, and you're going to go club riding or you're going to do some fast aggressive rides, the stock position is fine. But if you're going to do multi-day bikepacking events or long distance traveling across the United States, you know, upright seating position is king. So the more upright, it's going to take a lot of tension off your lower back. It's going to get rid of, if not, it'll relieve, or it will get rid of the numbing and tingling that people commonly complain about in their bikes. So this is the first, and it's an inexpensive upgrade. So they're like 50 bucks, 40, 50 bucks to upgrade to the stem. And we'll soon have them on our website. We do sell a lot of them, but usually it's people contacting us personally. Bethany's going to help me do that. So with that said, what we did with this bike is we took off the road style handlebar. We put something with a shallow drop in it, more of a flare on it, but not too aggressive like the wood chipper. And then we triple wrapped the top bar. So we flipped this up. The bar was originally wrapped once. Then we wrapped the top, and then we picked out some bar tape. I went with gold. To give it a nice look all the way around. Another thing, when you're doing any kind of a flip-up armrest design or any components that are going to take up real estate in this region here, I recommend you going wider. So when you mount this on here and you put your clamps on stuff, it's nicer to have a gentle sweep out from underneath your bar tape. A lot of times if you get your bike taped from a bike shop or it was not set up for aero bars, the tape is going to stop right here. So this change right here is going to be abrupt like that, and that's going to create unnecessary wear and tear on the internals of these cable housings and the cables are going to work like little files in there every time you ship. So that's what we did already with this. We rewrapped the handlebars. We got a triple wrap on the top. We have a double wrap on the bottom. We set this up a little bit closer, so when we put in the shims, that's what Bethany's going to help me with. So put the you grab that shim, I'm going to grab this shim. I like to use, when possible, we're going to put the shims up against the stem, so that way it's going to hold them down. It's going to hold them tight against the stem. Does that make sense? Let's see here. There we go. Oh, I tightened this here up too much. So grab that shim. Let's loosen this up. So I already put in a crossbar in here, and so this is not a screw hole. It is an access hole. So I can loosen that up and move that a little bit. So there we did. We just readjusted that. We're going to pull this out.
Oops.
That's okay.
So close.
Can you feed that one underneath there? And see, if you look, the shoulder is now up against the stem. If you come in here a little closer, see the red? I like to use the red in this example here because you can clearly see where the shim is. And so we're going to put the shim up so it's halfway where the C bracket is. And you got that, Bethany?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to bring this in here. Oop, there I go with the shim. So it's
So
nice
halfway.
to have an extra person to give you assistance in this. Okay.
So it should basically be lined up with the side.
Yeah. Yep,
There.
exactly.
Instead of
Perfect.
halfway, just lined up.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to put this one in here, and this one in here.
Oh yeah, we did this once on my bike.
Yeah. So then we're going to move the cable out of the way a little bit. We're going to come in here. I left the feed bags on, but I disconnected them from the handlebars. Let's see. This. So rounded shoulder goes against the back. The flat shoulder goes up against the Expedition. There we go. So do you want to hold on this other side over here? Let's bring it down. There we go. We'll get these started. Ooh.
You got it?
Yep. Okay, you can tighten that up.
Oops.
There you go. Snug it up. So like when you're tightening the BarYak Expedition or any of our Bellator, the Expedition, anything up against the bar, what we like to do is have the gap on each side of the stem equal. So instead of tightening it up all the way down on one side, we're going to snug them up so the gap is equal on both sides.
The gap between
The C bracket on the bottom and the top portion of the
okay.
clamp. There. So we want to have about the same, and that creates even tension. There we go. There. And we won't snug it up right now, we'll just put it in place. So I'm going to hold this one, and I'm going to let you screw that one.
Okay.
We still got the screws in there. It's going to go like this. Remember, the shoulder goes up against the stem, like that. And that will help, I mean, in worst case scenario, if it ever did come loose, it's going to keep them from falling out. And you'll notice
Oh, sorry.
if that happens. There we go.
I like the design you have on the side here too.
Thank you. There you go. Yep. Yep, that looks good.
Cool.
So we're not going to torque it down right now. We're going to wait till the end and we'll torque it down. I have this toe peak and this works really good. We bring it with on bikepacking trips because when we're disassembling and flying by air, it's nice to have a torque wrench to make sure your bike's being put all back together again. So we're going to add the Falcon to this setup. And this Falcon has a Garmin that isn't in that setup.
I was like,
yeah, that
this
doesn't look the
looks
same, does it?
Kind of large.
Yeah. So I'll let you hold these, Bethany. Lady B.
Mm-hmm. That's me. Do you have a preference on which ones you do?
No.
Or? So you're saying this one has both the XL and the regular on it?
Yep, so it's regular, and the XL adds 2 more inches in length.
Do you feel like most people prefer also the XL?
I think if you're approaching 5'10" or bigger, or taller, let's say, or if you have long arms and a long torso, you're going to be more happy with the longer arm position.
And those are separate. You have to buy them separate.
It's an add-on, so. I think with the wider position, it allows you to, let's see.
Oh, that is a nice little torque thing.
Yep, I'm going to loosen that up underneath there. Where's the blue wrench? Awesome.
So why are you loosening that?
Because there's a little tension.
Up here?
Here, yep. There we go.
How does that affect up here?
Because this is
holding
it tight there. There we go.
Huh.
So we torqued that down to 5 Newton meters, and we're going to torque the BarYak Expedition down to 5 Newton meters. There it is. There it is.
So that thing tells you how to torque it?
Yep. There's my scale. There's 2 Newton meters, 3, 4, 5, 6 Newton meters, which will cover pretty much everything you need on a bicycle, most stuff. Especially like if you're traveling and you need to put your bike back together. If you're flying and you're reassembling your bike when you get to your destination. And we'll snug these back up again. So this is why I was saying that the position of your bar ends is totally a personal preference, whether you want them in or out. And it might take a couple of test rides to go out. I always say go out, bring your torque wrench with you, bring your wrenches with you, and make adjustments while you ride. You can pull it up and adjust these in and out until you figure out on your shakedown rides. So with this setup, we have the Garmin navigation bracket. So because this is such a tight, you can hold those for me. Those are Velcroed on.
Cool.
Feel how light they are.
Yeah, they're so light.
You just hardly tell they're in there. We believe that you should tether every component on your bike. And so with this, let's see here. There we go. There, now we can put the elbow rest back on.
It's heavy duty Velcro.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
The temperature rating is to -40, 158 degrees Fahrenheit to a -40. Yep. They aren't going anywhere.
Is there a purpose with the 2 color?
No, this was a prototype I made. This is the first Falcon we ever made. We made it out of aluminum. We offer the Falcon in aluminum or carbon. And then we changed our elbow rest. So if you have the older style elbow pads with the big diamond imprints in them, this is an improvement from that one. So what we did is we raised this outside cup, just like Profile Design did. So when you're on it and you're wet and sweaty, you have a little bit more of a grip on the outside of your elbow rest. When you're leaning in here, maybe you're digging in to do a climb, and it's less likely to have your elbows flip out of the armrest. So what do you think of that?
That looks good. I love the gold.
So let's try, so this setup, we like it best for the Nano. So the reason for the Nano single opening, we make this one a little bit longer with an opening on each side. We call it the double. You can get, what do I get in here? I think I've gotten my down quilt in here, and I have a one-man tent that I can get in here made out of Cuban fiber. So, or what a lot of people use is like their a bivvy and maybe a down quilt and maybe a windbreaker will fit in here really easy.
What is this made out of then?
This is, we make this bag in 2 different fabrics. So this is D210. So this is a really heavy duty black ripstock fabric used in backpacking for many, many, many years. It's really good against abrasion. We DWR coat it and tape the seams. So it's pretty good as far as waterproofing characteristics. And then we also make the bag out of CL200. And that is extremely lightweight and has better waterproof characteristics than this does. So
This nice little.
yeah, so that's so you can hang it from a tree. Also, I like the fact that like if you have a single opening bag and you pack it tight, like you can tell that this is packed really tight. So you push this gives you something to hold on to pull your sleeping bag and stuff out, because everyone wants to get more in their purse than should probably be in it. So anyway, so with that said, these are just regular Vol straps. I think these are made by Sea to Summit, but there's, you know, Vol straps are really common, actually one of my favorites. And so to mount this one, you can bring it right through here, pull this down. So we're going through, come on over here, Teen. So we're going through, all these accessory holes in here are for mounting. And we, like I said in the beginning, we make everything at BarYak to be extremely modular, so it works for everybody and how they want to use it, not just the way we see to use it. So what I'm doing is I'm coming through the outside strap, I'm coming back in, grabbing the central strap, and you don't have to do it this way. This is just the way we do it, and it was designed to be set up. Now we're going to come back out the Expedition in the back, one of the top access holes. We're going to grab the Nano bag again.
Wow.
Through here, and then we're going to come around on this side and we're going to capture it. So we've been making this bag for around 3 years now. So get a little tension on there, bring it up.
And you do the same thing with this
Yep.
one?
Now this one we're going to come through here. We'll come through this front.
This one right here?
Yep. Perfect.
And then do you go back down? Or do you not go back down?
You
for this
can.
one?
See that?
Just so they...
Capture the center strap.
Oops. Not
Tink.
the bell.
Yeah. Snug it up. Give her a tug, 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 tug. Okay, there we go. Come around to this side.
Or you can do it. You can finish it
Yeah.
off.
Come on over here, Teen. Gonna pull it in here. And there we go. We captured it.
Nice.
Yep. See how small of a wind footprint this has?
Wow.
Very, very small presence. So this is a nice little setup, lightweight. And then you, again, I should have probably done this beforehand, but mount the mountain feed bags up. See if we can do that
That's...
underneath the elbow rest.
Okay.
There is some flexibility, so maybe we'll be able to fight them underneath here. Yep.
I'm going to try this method.
So you just lift up. That's why, so the BarYak Peregrine and Falcon armrests have like foam pods underneath. And the whole goal is to also have suspension. So when you're riding on really rough terrain versus something like a profile design, all the suspension is going to happen just in this pad. But in our concept is that you have shock absorption that's going to happen in this upper pad, and then you're also going to catch it off like suspension just off the bar too, the floating. And for like winter ultras, now the difference between the Ultra, or excuse me, the Falcon, let's pull these off. I'll let you hold that. Difference between the Falcon and the Peregrine is, see, look at the difference in profile on your handlebar. So, from the bar, this is giving you 7 inches out from the edge, from where it's mounted onto the BarYak Expedition to the outside of the Peregrine armrest is 7 inches. And again, we offer this in carbon and aluminum and titanium. So if you want this in titanium, we offer it that way too. So this is 4 3/8 off the bar. So that's the big difference between the profile. But if you're running a narrow bar, you don't have the real estate that you would with the Falcon or the flip up. And that's what we're going to talk about next. We're going to go talk about the flip up. If you put the Peregrine armrest on here, you lose pretty much all your top bar. But we do have a lot of customers that says, I don't care, I want that. Here, I'll trade elbow pads with you. And what they'll do is we get so many people telling us that they will ride and put their hands up here like this. And they like the big surface and stuff like that. So they don't mind losing the real estate on the top, bottom of the bar. So for bikepacking, we always think your bar, a higher seating position is king, and a wider bar, because you want to open up your chest and allow breathing and all your movements to be with less restraint. And so versus a time trial, you're in a tight position for a short time. Your mission is to go fast. In bikepacking, you want to be able to get back on your bike day after day. You want to be able to want to. And so that's the tricky thing. And that's what we try to do at BarYak, is how can we make you comfortable on your bike and make it functional for you to want to get back on day after day after day. So this is the difference in these two sets up. So
wait, why would you want the Peregrine versus
the profile design
versus the Falcon? So just so you would have more room for your
for
arms?
elbows.
Oh,
Yep.
okay,
Now
for
see,
elbows.
let's put your elbows up here. So now someone that may be comfortable, is that comfortable for you?
I mean,
What if I could move your elbows out to here?
Oh, and then they could like make the bar bigger or
Yep,
longer.
or
too.
narrower.
Yeah.
Yep, you can put your hands in here, or you can put in here. So
What do you think most people like?
number one seller is for a drop bar is people love the profile design. And I have to agree too. We only build the Falcon because we have a lot of customers that request it. And maybe they're coming from a time trial or more aggressive bike riding style.
Yeah.
And so this is comfortable to them. I'm 60 years old. I like to be more spread out and stuff. I used to go fast when I was younger. I don't go so fast anymore. So next we'll mount the BarYak, the profile design flip up armrest on here, and you'll see the big difference in all the opportunities that the profile design flip up armrest gives you with our bottom C bracket to make them work well with the BarYak Expedition. So now we're gonna, before we mount the profile design flip up armrest, we gained our real estate back again. I'm gonna put on a triple crown because I think that's the best setup for this kind of biking position. I love this bracket. We originally designed it for Alexandria Hutchins. So she asked me if I would build her a BarYak Ultra for doing the triple crown last year. And I says, well, what do you need? And I says, send me some pictures. I love pictures. So if you ever reach out to us through question and answer on the BarYak website, I love pictures. And so we can get a lot done if you send me pictures of your bike and send me if you're having any discomforts on the bike. It's nice to have pictures to have a reference of what you're trying to explain to me. And that way I can answer your questions sooner. So, and I love answering customers' questions. And we can even set up a conference call, and we can have a one-on-one and answer your questions if you got more detailed thing. So right there, this is the carbon version. We build this in aluminum and we build it in carbon. We also offer clamps. So if you're running a profile design aero bar setup, we offer clamps in a 25.4 to 26 and in a 22.2. So if you're running a standard aero bar, and it's always, I see all kinds of hodgepodge things done for people to try to mount their navigation on there. And you can loosen this up if you want the flip lever over here. We ship it with it turned in because it is a smaller package. But right there, so if you have the profile design, we can accommodate 2 different bars. Or the Redshift makes an awesome handlebar with a riser in it. They offer it in a 50 and a 70 millimeter rise. And so if you want to mount the triple crown on that, and I'll show you some examples of that later, that is a great opportunity to do it. So with this set up, you can mount, let's see, where we got a Garmin, where are the toys here? So,
oh, Garmin right here.
Okay, so this is the Garmin 1040. There again, got to have it tethered, right? Let's see here. There we go. Locked on and tethered. And if you have an iPhone, so we sell these kits too. So when you buy the profile or you buy the triple crown, it's going to come with this little thing here that you can attach to your phone case or your iPod or whatever you want. So these are our sacrificial phones. So we bought used iPhones and put OtterBoxes on them. And then we put this on, so we put music and movies on these. And so when we travel to other countries, if we're ever to get robbed, we have a fake wallet with pesos, dollars, and Visa gift cards that are already spent. And so that's our sacrificial wallet if we're ever pressured to give up some personal items. And then this, so here, right there. So we can listen to music, watch movies and camp at night if we want, whatever. Or if we just have a cell phone and we want to use our cell phone for offline maps. So what is that offline map company that we use? Onyx? Yeah, I like it. So Onyx is pretty cool if you want to do offline maps. A lot of times they offer you more information than the Garmin's can. So anyway, and then if you have like, here's another new feature that we offer. So if you got like a 66i or 67i is the newer version with a longer battery life, we offer this new little slide-on bracket. And it has a cam built into it, so you can mount it on your navigator bracket. And so we sell these on our website for around 15 bucks, I think, something like that. So, and again, always tether your navigation stuff. So anyway, so let's start with the profile design flip-up armrest. So Lady B is going to give me some assistance. So let's mount this one here first.
Okay.
Okay. Take the screws out of it.
And then putting it here.
Yep. This is how it will come. And these are already have blue Loctite on them. We recommend all your navigation and your BarYak Expedition, all your components, we recommend once you decide where you want it to use blue Loctite. You don't have to buy as big a bottle as this is. We're not doing that today for demonstration purposes, but if you're setting up a bike for bikepacking, any kind of nut and bolt on your bike, I recommend using blue Loctite on. So that way it will come back apart when you want it to. So let's see how this is best going to work out. Let's start, we'll go like this. And this has the torque specs right on it, 6 Newton meters. Makes it really simple. So we get in there, this. Fish it underneath the cables. Pull this out. Can you get a screw in there?
That one in.
So let me get started.
Yep.
There we go. like I said before, even your gap out. Whenever you're attaching a C-clamp, always try to get the same spacing on both sides. It's going to give you a more secure mounting than if you don't, because you're going to have equal pressure on both sides. So that's going to be good enough for that. And then I recommend about an 1/8 inch spacing between the flip up mechanism and your BarYak Expedition rail. So it would be a lot easier to do this without the front bag on it. But we're going to prove to you it can be done, right? So fish this underneath the cables underneath. There we are.
Well, that like stays on too.
Yeah, because the cables are, can you say interfering or not interfering? There we go, get that one started. I'll turn it this way. Get underneath there. There we go. Get our spacing so it doesn't come down on our BarYak Expedition. Wrench.
So now you're torquing it?
Yep, 6 Newton meters.
Got enough light from that side?
There it is. Okay, now it's up to you. This is all individual of where you're going to put these arm cups. And so let's say that this is for Bethany. Let's put your hand on that and let's bring that in here. Okay. Okay, let me see if I got the, yep, let's do it again. Okay, lift your arm up. Okay, move your arm out of the way. Let's see here. Here we go. There it is. So I'm going to hand you the screws. Just put one. We're going to put 2 in here. You got 1 there.
Wait, right just there. In this one?
Yep.
Okay.
And that will fit your wrench. Just push her down there. Catching?
Yep.
Okay, now when I saw your elbow on here, stop for a second. When I saw your elbow on here, so we can position this. See, we can turn this. And so you were going in like a little bit of a pyramid. Yep. And so that's how we're going to tighten it down.
Okay.
See a little bit of an angle? Okay, snug it down right there.
Oops.
So this is steeper on this side.
Oh.
This is shallower. So we want the steep side to go to the outside. We're going to mount it in the same position as the other one. Take 1 screw.
Oh, you're only doing 2.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Oh. Wait, this one or that top one?
Yep, that's good. Right there, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so look how we got it on this side. We want to have about the same spacing. Okay, so this one is like that. This one's like that. So tighten her down. Have you ever done this before?
No.
See, you're pro. See how easy it is?
So easy.
So there again, the elbow pads have that's the Profile Design logo. And so the arrow goes forward. And so if you want to ride a little higher on the outside edge, like I keep suggesting, is you want to have the outside edge, we start it on the inside and let it go like this. Gives you a little bit higher edge out there. Does that make sense? Again, we're going to start it shallow, right up against this edge. Put my finger right there. And then we're going to push it down into this cup. So we have a little bit more material on the outside edge. You see this? Yep. And it's there. Gives you a little bit higher, a little bit more comfort on the outside. Yep.
So the flip up is nice because...
And for you, what I would suggest, just looking at this now, without going out for a test ride, I think that we could get you some more comfort. Let's change this out to a 4. Okay. Let's loosen these up.
So are these just lighter then? Is that why someone would want to flip up armrest? Or?
Well, here's what it does. Look at when they're flipped up out of the way. So go in the arrow position. Now get out of them. Look at.
Oh, got you.
Because if we were using the Falcon or the Peregrine, you'd lose that real estate right there. Right?
Yeah.
But this allows you, when they're flipped up out of the way, and so just by seeing you sit on here, I think you'd be more comfortable with these in closer. And so whenever I'm setting somebody up on a bike, we do have people that come to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and they'll come up here for a weekend, and we will do this for them. We'll go out for a ride with them, and conversations ahead of time lets me know what I need to have available for them to kind of dial them in, and then we will go out for a ride and make it happen. Get them right on their bikes. So put your hands in there. And so look at, I left everything kind of loose.
Yeah,
so here,
that is better.
Pull this up. Grab a hold of these.
Okay.
Hard. Oh, there you go. So pull them up. So we want to have a nice comfortable angle in your hand, about right there. Do you see that?
Yeah.
And that's not even riding it yet.
It's still the pyramid too.
Yeah, exactly. So there.
So instead of the pyramid like the, or yeah.
And the neat thing is, like, let's come back out of here again. So that's the position that her default. Before we went for a test ride, this is what she's finding comfortable. Now we can remount. You see this? We have lots of real estate. We can remount the Relevate Design mount and feed bags underneath there. No interfering here. Still have room for your bag, for your water bottles in here, even when they're in the down position. Even though you won't probably reach for your water bottle when you're in the arrow position, it could happen. You could reach across and pull a bottle out. And then another thing, with this, you can take these pieces off here, the quad lock and the cam, and you can switch them side by side. And you can flip this and make it come closer if you want. You can move this here. If these become in your way, you can move this here.
The triple crown down.
Yeah, you can move the triple crown wherever you want. And you can even offset. So let's say you want it to be longer because your phone, the way it sits on here, you can adjust it in and out. If you look, come on in here, Tina, a little closer. Look how much adjustment you have in these slotted grooves. And so we do that for people who are running Profile Design aero bars, and they're using those clamps that I talked about earlier. If you're using this clamp or not, it allows you to find more fitment opportunities. So
nice.
Yeah, so that's it.
Nice.
With
Looks good.
And that's with the Nano bag out. And so now we'll put the Garmin back on here to tidy up the cockpit. And so we have 2 different bar end caps, and we have lock-on aluminum bar caps too. So if you bought the foam, you can cap these off. So if you don't like the aluminum exposed, you can put a foam on here. We sell these individually. If you want something a little bit more fancy, we have the aluminum lock-on ones. You can put those on and tighten them to wherever you want. And then if you want to go ultra fancy, you like aluminum, you like things secure, you can get these. These are aluminum bar end plugs with the BarYak logo on them. So let's, yeah. So it gives it a really nice, and you can do that here and there. And if you tell us what size aluminum bar, if you decide, you can cut it off here and then put the end plugs in here instead of having this excess bar. If you want a really nice, clean, tidy cockpit, that's how you can do it.
Does it come with this one then?
No. So the XL does not come with a crossbar, but we sell the aluminum and the carbon crossbar separately. And so you can pick which one, if you decide that that's what you needed. Like if you're going to run the Nano bag, you don't need this bar in here. But if you're going to run the BarYak Expedition harness, then you're going to want it. So does that make sense?
Yeah, the crossbar.
Yeah, the crossbar. So,
because for extra anchor.
There we go.
Oh wow.
So it's pretty fancy looking, isn't it? Nice and clean. There you go.
So, yeah.
Versus plastic, I mean,
Yeah.
if you order the lock-on or the foam, it's going to come standard with lizard skin. They're pretty lightweight if you're a weight weenie. And so they're going to come looking like that, or the foam one is going to come like that. Either one will help clean it up.
Yeah.
I mean, you could even put them on here if you want, if that's what you want, to hold on here and have a foam pad for the outside of your palm. Because people change their riding positions. They might ride with their hand just up here or like this here, and that gives you all kinds of options. And that's what we want to be. We want to be the person who has all kinds of options for you to tailor it how it's going to work best for you. So we don't want to dictate how you should ride. We want to offer you opportunities to dial in. Yep, dial in, get comfortable. So I think that's all we got to say about the BarYak Expedition with the XL add-on, the carbon triple crown, lock-on bar ends, and the aluminum bar end cap right there, the BarYak logo line.